Hi everyone, this is the tutorial to upload the video, set up everything in the web page, and get everything ready for presentation. So first of all, remember that you downloaded a zip file called commercial. When you expand that zip file, double clicking on it, you're gonna get this folder with just an HTML file in it. This HTML file right now, it's going um, to this page, or actually the content in that index page is just this. It's a link to a video that's uploaded to Vimeo, so we have that connection, and only has the word my commercial on the top. Important things: do not change the name of the folder because this is the link. This is the name of the folder and the name of the file that are associated with your QR code. So whatever name and direction you used for your QR code, it needs to be exactly the same or it's going to start breaking the connection. So the first thing that we're going to do is export our video. I'm using as an example a commercial that I did many years ago as practice. So I'm going to animate. So the settings for exporting are going to files, export, and we're gonna use video media, not movie, video and media. So we're gonna click on that one. If you remember, these are the settings for my commercial, not for your commercial. Yours should be 1920 and 1080. So that's the standard that your commercial, the size of the commercial for your project. For the format, we're going to use H264, and for the presets, it's going to be high quality 1080p. The next step is sending this to the output, basically where you want this to be saved. So in this case, I could say chef commercial 01, and then I export that. And if I still need to make changes, I'll come back and say chef commercial 02, 03, and so on and so forth. Make sure to keep this section selected, start Adobe Media Encoder. And once you have all of those settings, click export. Make sure that your file, you can find your file on the desktop, and the media encoder is going to process the animation. Sometimes it will come up to the front, sometimes it will stay behind the program. But what is important is that it will process the document and it will send it to your desktop. I'm not going to export it. I already have an exported version. So let's move on. So over here I have my file. Because of the H264 compression, the format of my file, or the format of the files, should be MP4. If you notice here, I have chef commercial 01. I also want to include a logo to my page. So I'm going to use this one. Yours, of course, is going to be the, if you want to, should be the logo associated with your project. Just as a reminder, make sure that you place your logo in a single artboard. Make sure that the artboard is close to your logo, so don't leave a lot of white space or uneven white space, because Illustrator is going to export the file with that empty space. And I'm going to turn it into a PNG with transparency because I want that transparency to show. You don't have to. If you want to make this with a specific background, you can set up as a shape in Illustrator, and then just make sure that the artboard matches the size of that background according to the size that you want to use. In my case, I'm leaving a little bit of a margin, and I'm making sure that this is the artboard 4 And I'm clicking over this one. By clicking over the artboard that you want to export, once you go through the process, it will know that that's the one that you want to use. So now that by clicking on the artboard and going to File, Export, and Save for Web, you notice this is the image that I want to export. I'm going to make sure that this is a PNG 24. And just to reinforce the format, selecting PNG 24, not PNG 8, PNG 24, because it will have a better transparency layout. It will work better for transparency, and I'm making sure that I'm selecting transparency. The size of the image, in my case, I wanted something a little bit bigger. In case it needs to increase or decrease. So once I have all the selections, I'm going to click Save. And of course, it's going to export it. Make sure that you send it to a place that you can recognize so you can place it in your folder. I'm not going to export it because I already have a copy of that on my desktop. So I'm just going to click Cancel. But in your case, click Save, and that will open a new window. Use a short and simple name, and make sure that you have the extension in that file. So I'm going to click Cancel. And as mentioned, I have this. This is the logo that I want to use with transparency, and here's the short name with the extension. Remember, when you're saving files for the web, it doesn't like spaces, so I'm connecting the name with my underline or underscore. So now that we have all the elements, the video that I'm going to upload to Vimeo, the image that I want to use instead of the name, I'm going to place my logo inside of the folder. So it will be together with all the elements. So the next step is going to be to upload the animation to Vimeo. At this point, you probably have been updating and uploading your file, hopefully, but just as a short reminder. So I'm gonna go to Vimeo, and I'm gonna create new video. So over here is asking you a few things. I'm just gonna grab this and drop it over here. It's gonna take a while to load. Okay, so now that we have the video uploaded, I'm gonna be changing the name to something that doesn't feel so like a title of a file. So I'm just gonna say test with chef. You can add a description if you want to. If you click advanced, which is the way I did, you can also select what thumbnail is going to be showing in the first screen. You can play with that. Oh, it looks like this is a new feature. It seems that you can use a GIF, so a small sample of the animation could be just playing there on a loop. If you need to reload your file, meaning that you already tested it, there's a few things that you still need to modify, you just go to this section that says replace video, and it's going to ask you or give you the option to reload the file, and then you can move from there. So the next step is to get the embed code, that way we can put it on our website. The best way to do this is going back to your profile image or the profile section over here, and go to your section of videos. That's gonna allow you to see the video as an icon. Click over it, and it's gonna take you to this particular page. So this is still under editing mode, and I know that in class I told you to click on share and then copy the code. The only thing is that this code it's missing some component that we need to use. So instead of embedding this or copying this code, what we're gonna do is click on the embed section up here. If you notice, this code is a little bit more complex, and this is the one that we're gonna use. This code is allowing us to select responsive, and this is what we want because a lot of people are gonna see this on their phone. So once you go to the section, click copy embed code, and now I'm gonna go to edit the document. So I already have index opened in my BB edit program. I'm gonna scroll down to the section where the code for the video is, and that should be between these two comments, embed code for commercial. So I'm gonna select the all one, and remember the all one goes to a short dual sample. Where is it? There we go. Right now this is what we see in that document, so I'm gonna switch that to this. Just so I can view things a little bit better, I'm gonna click a couple of returns to separate the content. This is the title, so I'm sure that now the file has been changed. The other one used to say short dual short, and now that I'm here, sorry, I need to save the file first. And now that I'm here, I'm gonna refresh this by holding shift key and refresh, and now it's gonna show you your commercial. At this point, if you need to still make modifications, the only thing that you need to do is go back to advanced, scroll down, and replace the video here. So as you can see, and then you click replace, and it will allow you to upload the file. To be able to copy the correct embedding code, the easiest way again is going to your profile, click on videos, click on the video that you want to select, and instead of using this share icon, we're going to click embed on the top section, and that's going to give us the option for responsive. Okay. So again, now that I copy pasted the code and I save the file, over here the commercial, I click refresh, and it's giving us this responsive mode. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I can change the font or the look of my type, and I'm going to change the background to make something that looks a little bit closer to my animation. So first thing is I'm going to change the colors because that's very easy. I already pre-selected a few colors, so my background now, okay, so we're going to scroll up. Under the section is body, I'm going to change the background 3 times. The first one is this fallback, and for the fallback I'm going to use this particular pink CC3366. So it's a new code for a pink color. For my gradient, I want to go from that pink CC3366 to a dark red, and that will be 620C0F. Of course, you're gonna be selecting your own colors. I need to copy paste that a second time over here, so now that I have the colors, I'm just gonna go and copy this and paste it. I'm saving the document, refreshing over here, and now it changed to the colors that I want. I wanted the lighter color on the top and the darker color at the bottom, so I'm just gonna switch those colors here. we go. Copy this, paste it here, save, refresh. There we go, something like that. Next, I'm gonna change the font if you want to use the word my commercial. So I'm going to Google Fonts, and just to keep this quick, I'm gonna select Roboto, and I'm gonna use black 900. Clicking over here, has two sections selected, bold 700 and bold, that's fine. I'm gonna select the link version, so I'm copying all of this first, and in my HTML that goes before the title, so it's the link to my fonts, and the font family description, that's in the CSS, so I'm gonna copy this and I'm going to place it inside of my title section to change the font. And I'm going to specify font size. I'm going to start with 24 pixels and see how that looks. Yeah, that looks good. Of course, you can increase the size of it if you need to change the color. Let's say that I don't want 24, but I'm going to do double that. So say 48. And I want the font color to be different, so I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. So I'm just going to say color, and I'm say FF CC CC. There we go. Yeah, I'm staying with that. So that's one option. The other option could be that if you want to put your logo instead of the word commercial or whatever title you want to give it. So let's use a simple format for that. So instead of the word commercial, I'm going to delete the word commercial, give a couple of breaks. I'm going to my desktop and making sure that the logo is next to index, or basically they're in the same folder. I'm gonna grab the image and drop it right here. That's gonna give me the code that I need to make the connection. Right now the image width and height are the ones that were specified in Illustrator. I'm saving this, refresh, and I have my logo over here. It's a little bit too big for what I need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify proportions, percentages. So I'm going to say I want my image to be 50% of height and width. And there we go. So if you notice, it's going to be 50% of the width of my screen. Okay, so those are all the changes that I want or I need to do. So I'm gonna save this, close it. Again, this is the one right now in my desktop, so now I need to upload. So I'm gonna grab the folder, go into cyberduck. If you remember, we have an older version of that somewhere. So I'm gonna grab that, the new one, and drop it in cyberduck and make sure that it's gonna, overwrite it. So I'm gonna continue so it overwrites that folder. Just upload complete. Go back to my browser and go to your website. In my case, it's Foxsite commercial, and there we go. That's the new version of the commercial page. It's the same thing in your case. If for some reason you're having issues connecting to your page, you could add also index.html. So basically, it's your website, the folder commercial, and then the name of the file. Then refresh. If you don't see your logo, that means that it wasn't inside of your folder to begin with. Okay, so that's how you're gonna be exporting your animation, uploading it to Vimeo, and also have options to refresh it, to reload it. Um, Go to the correct section to copy the embedding code, bring it back to your index file, and make the modifications that you need for the color and your logo. And yeah, that's it.